Welcome back to Inspection Pro Joe, episode 8. Today we have with us Mike McKay of IGO. We're very happy to have you today, Mike.
Good morning. Great to be here. Thanks for the invitation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we are extremely happy to have Mike. Me and Mike have become great friends. We met over a year ago, and we met I didn't even realize what IGO was. We just hit it off and got along. And guys, this is why it's so important to attend conferences, because of the people you meet. Yeah, the material is good, but it's all about the people. And I've been fortunate to use IGO services. Like I said before, we're only going to have people on that we trust, that we partner with, and that can add tremendous value to you guys as our inspectors and our valued listeners. So we're extremely grateful to have you on, Mike. Mike is the director of sales at IGO. And he wears many hats, and they're just doing amazing things as the back office of the inspection community. They really have cleaned up my business tremendously. They do accounting, call center, and I'll let Mike dive into what they're all about and what they're doing. But it's so great to have you. Mike's a great friend of mine, and we're just blessed that he's going to share tremendous information for you guys as our valued listeners. So Mike, thanks for being here, man. We really appreciate it.
Great.
I think the first question is, tell us a little bit about IGO for our listeners that may have not have heard of you guys before, or may be unsure about what it is what IGO is.
Yeah, no, it's great. And I appreciate that. It's great to be here. And like I said, we've got to know each other pretty well over the last year and a half too. So so IGO, predominantly, we want to work to be a resource for the industry in general. Whether you're a 1 and 2 person operator, or whether you've had a stellar year, you and your company, and then we work with companies 1 and 2 person operators to 50 plus inspectors and everything in between. So all different models, W-2 models, 1099 models, and we really help to be a resource there. We predominantly in the early stages worked on really the back office solution, right? And we still do have those core services. Accounting, it's much deeper dive than just your standard bookkeeping, as you know, Joey. I mean, it's really a strategy for growth and scale within your business, from not only determining what the maybe pay structure, some of your inner office costs, but also looking at profitability. We don't just look at the top line revenue side of it. We look at market trends. We want to be aligned so we can help you scale and grow your company. So that's one piece of it. You mentioned call center. We have those services as well, which has been a very strategic approach to, and really what is a standalone approach in this industry is we've provided that inside account management opportunity for each of our call center agents. They're really a combination of someone that's really going to look to increase your average ticket price and help to provide a high level client experience for your clients, and that retention piece that we all know is so valuable, that ease of use piece, and that client experience part is really predominant in the focus for our call center model. We also have our marketing piece. Obviously, consumer behavior's changed. I mean, we'll mention the elephant in the room with COVID. We all know that's been going on the last year. But at the end of the day, consumer behavior has shifted before then as well. I mean, we've seen a shift in where when people are buying things and making those purchasing decisions, they want to go find that information themselves. And we want to kind of be that resource and be in those places. So there's a lot more of the digital marketing shift. So we work on that front as well. And we've really expanded. So those core services are still there with our offering. And we've really expanded to the educational piece. In about a year and a half ago, there was an acquisition with Axiom Academy. So Kevin O'Malley's involved with that, Wade Williamson and their whole team. I could mention many more. It's a big team effort, and team environment to really work with inspectors across the country to optimize the whole experience. But we're scaling that out across the country now. And then obviously we've talked about this, Joe, you're involved with this with you and your company with our Platinum Group. Some of the best minds in the industry, as you can attest to. I mean, you're a part of it. I mean, having that mind share and that information to help you scale and that accountability level is really important. The camaraderie is a huge piece of that. These are people in this mastermind community that without hesitation, personally or professionally, would jump on a plane and help somebody the next day if they needed it, or the day of. They're just very passionate about growth and working together to help scale the business and just to keep enhancing the community. So we're involved in a lot of different facets to that. We have some other projects going on that are going to be rolling out here in 2021 as well. So we're excited. We're looking forward. It's been a great year for our clients. Everybody's finishing really strong, you included in this, and we're looking forward to 2021. So we're excited.
Well, that's amazing. And you guys are doing amazing things, because I know it and I see it. But for our listeners, Mike just touched on key things in your business. Number one, your finances. If you don't know where your money is and where it's going, you are not running a business. And, you know, for us inspectors, we got into the business to do inspections because we enjoyed it, or we saw it as an income. We're not accountants. We're not marketers. We're not, call center. We're not transaction coordinators. But even in your business, if IGO helps you out with all that, but you need to pay attention as an inspector to your finances. And if you don't have somebody doing up-to-date books, I mean, you guys do the books daily, weekly. I mean, I get up-to-date data that I can make real-time decisions on. If you don't have that, wow, you're missing out. Marketing, call center. You mentioned a key thing. And for those of you that may have a transaction coordinator, what are they incentivized by? You just mentioned a key indicator, average ticket price. It is all about bringing that value to your price. Don't bring your price down to what a discount. You need to be able to talk to that consumer and say, hey, no, this is actually why the price is $550 and not $450, because you're getting all this through our company that you're not going to get with the next guy. And so those are very key things, guys, that as inspectors, we may not realize that. And when you're a single man shop, you're wearing 10 different hats. You cannot be the best at 10 different things. It's just impossible. It is absolutely impossible. And, we've been using IGO accounting for this past year, and it's made an incredible, just the financial piece has made an incredible difference in our business. It's incredible. And that's what IGO does, guys. So if you're struggling as a single man shop with any one of those things, call center, increasing your average ticket price, your finances, this is a valuable resource for you. And like I said, we're only going to refer or add value, bring people on that can add value to you in a tremendous way. And some of the minds you talked about, Platinum, and the minds that you get to be involved with, and the phone call away, the mentorship. And we've mentioned this on our podcast before, guys. You need to go to conferences. It's not about necessarily the information you get at the conferences, because some of it's good stuff, but it's about the people you meet, where I can call a Jerry Lincoln, where I can call a Chad Hett, where I can call a Kevin O'Malley, and they're going to answer my phone call. I can call a Mike McKay, and he's going to answer. And if he doesn't answer, he's going to get back the same day. That's value, guys. That is tremendous value. And IGO does it all. And what I love, I think, most about you, because in my business, we are such about what the customer thinks. And we don't take bad reviews or constructive criticism negatively. We take it in a positive way. I mean, we got a bad review on the podcast. We take it positively. And we learn from it, and we adapt from it, and we move forward. And that's one of the best things that I think you guys do, is you love feedback. I can call you and tell you something, and it's like, one, I know you hear me, and two, it's like the changes start happening immediately, or you start talking to get the things fixed because you say, wow, this is a tension piece. So it's absolutely amazing what you guys are doing. And we love it. So guys, if you're struggling with any of these areas, IGO is a huge help. And they have tons of the best inspectors out there that are building big businesses as part of their team, which is amazing. It's a testament to what you guys are. So.
It's very kind of you to say that, Joe. And I mean, I think the word that comes to mind with this is the consistency piece, right? That can be applied in a lot of different areas. It can be applied to what you mentioned with the financials, right? I mean, that consistency, in every year, this year, every year, whether it's Q2, Q3, Q4, where you're finishing the year and trying to plan for budgeting, having that consistency and that information to prepare that next step, whether it be a budget, whether it be payroll, whether it be costs of buying new equipment or hiring decisions, right? It's that consistency piece.
Yep.
You nailed it in the beginning of what you were saying there too about, like, let's just call it what it is. Everybody's running so fast, right? Like, especially
Yep.
just getting started. There's significant differences in challenges that home inspections companies see in that 0 to 300, 300 to 500. You're right in the middle of the whitewater at 500 to 750, 800, right? You're looking at profitability really closely. All of those pieces, having consistency with not just financial data, but across the board with the client experience part. You mentioned reviews. That's a great thing. It's always an opportunity for growth, right? Whether it's good or if it's a challenge, you work through it, you take it head on. But having that consistency to address those things and continue to really help the consumer, help our clients really satisfy their needs and work with them hand in hand as a partner. You know what I mean? We're here to help the industry as a whole to enhance that industry. We're here as a team member, and that you see that with some of the calls, with the call center experience and the accounting. I mean, we're part of the team, and that's really what our focus is in this industry, and we're going to continue to do that. And looking at there's a big difference when we look at market data too. You look at like market analysis. You touched on this a little bit. We can't just be looking at unit counts to determine an ROI or if your marketing efforts are working, right? You have to go deeper dive into some of the trends and what's changing in the market. And I think this is obviously there's no bad time to do that, right? It's all throughout the year. And obviously this year's created some new trends. We've had an ability in all of our clients. I know you've done the same thing where everybody's taken a hard look at their business and they've made some certain shifts, right? And that goes back to that consistency piece and kind of setting it up for that next step with budgeting. And the ticket pricing part of it's definitely a piece of it. The consistency is a piece of it. With all the experience, I mean, consumers overall, I think you see this with your business as well. I mean, there are more consumers. The experience is going to continue to outweigh price, right? They want that ease of use, whether it's a realtor, buyer, seller. They want that ease of use, whether it's a scheduling experience. They want a high-level scheduling experience where they can optimize that, whether it's a call or whether it's something where they start an order online. They want to know that that's going to be handled very effectively at a high level, and there's going to be clarity, right? And so they can check it off the list and keep on moving with their day. And that's the way we purchase things as individuals too. Whether we mention Amazon or however, we check out a couple of reviews, you try and you get some self-knowledge, and you try and make the best educated decision based on what's there. And that's, we're aligned with that. We want to make sure that we're aligned with every one of our customers' needs. And we're working, we're going to continue to scale. Like I said, we have some exciting things we're rolling out in 2021 as well. We're pumped to be live again, like everybody is. And we're going to create a safe environment to have a live event, have live events in 2021. We're going to do it in a safe environment. We're going to have an opportunity for people that maybe don't feel like it's the right time to travel quite yet. We're going to have an environment to provide high level solutions there too virtually, but really focused on live events in a safe way for 2021. Getting back with everybody is really exciting to think about. We're pumped, so we're excited.
And we're excited too. I can't wait to be in person again and just be at some of these events. And we're actually you're gonna provide us a link, and we're gonna put this into our podcast and on our channels, guys. So you guys can have access of it. And you mentioned the conference. This would be if you haven't been to a conference, this would probably be a great first conference to go to, because there are single man inspectors, but there are also a lot of big companies that are going to be there that you're going to be able to rub shoulders with. I'm going to be there, and that you're going to be able to talk to. And it's an open environment, and it's a great environment, and people aren't standoffish and they truly want to help. And I think that's one of the most powerful pieces of the live events. Virtual is great, but there's nothing like being in person and getting one-on-one time with people and getting to talk to them. And what I truly love is people's willingness to share what they're doing. They open up their business. I remember when I first started in the inspection industry, I remember being kind of reserved, like, I don't want to share our secret sauce with anybody, especially my people that live in Virginia or Maryland. And that's not how it was. I remember that first event. I met somebody in Maryland. I think it was Dan Deast, and he was so open with me, and we kind of cross market, and it was just awesome. It was awesome to have that, and that it's like we can share, we can make the industry better together. You know, because if Dan's company does great, then my company has the opportunity to do great. If he sets a bar high and his average ticket price high, then I can set the bar high. You know, and it's that working together that's truly huge and valuable and tremendous, and it's just going to be a great time. You know,
you mentioned Dan as well. He's doing a phenomenal job, and you hit the nail on the head, Joe. Is working together, right? I mean, you guys have, for lack of a better word, territories that come right up against each other. We have professional working relationship, and Dan does a phenomenal job. He's had a great year as well, and there's, you know, at the end of the day, it's been a really positive year for all of our clients, and that camaraderie piece. You mentioned this on one of your other podcasts. I believe Matt Smith was on up in Albany. Mm-hmm. I really like what Matt said regarding, hey, it doesn't have to be. I'm not going to get the quote exactly, but he alluded to the fact of, look, work with some people that have done it already, right? Work together. Be willing to gather information, be willing to gather some best practices from others that have done it successfully, right? Like working together, and it's that team share, that industry sharing of information. That's really important, and that stuck out to me when Matt mentioned that. Matt's having a stellar year as well. I mean, he's doing a great job up in upstate and central New York. So that stuck with me.
He's a doer.
It rang true to what you just mentioned with Platinum as well. It's that team that working together to really continue to enhance each other's business individually, but also the industry as a whole. I mean, we're all here together. Let's work together. That's how we're always going to get the best result, is working together. You know, sure, there's going to be competitive products. But at the end of the day, we can all work professionally and address it the right way. And we're all going to grow that way. That's the key forward.
Yeah,
exactly. I remember we were at the Inspection Super Conference, and Mike Spears, for those of you who don't know Mike Spears, he's the general manager of Elite Group. Elite Group does probably around, you know better than me, Mike, but they do over 20,000 inspections a year. And one of the things that really stood out, and was probably one of the biggest things I got from this conference, again, was from Mike Spears. I don't even think he really presented at the conference, but it was an off conversation. He said, Joey, I realized that Elite Group didn't have to do everything. And we can focus where we're good at, inspections, and then we can have partners that complement us. You know, sometimes we look at a partnership and maybe we're spending a little money for that partnership as an expense. And we miss the value of that partnership. Well, if I didn't have that partnership, I wouldn't have gotten the 5,000 extra inspections that year. Again, Elite Group does 25,000 inspections a year, but they've added inspections because of some of those partnerships. And I can honestly say our business has gotten tremendously better because of the partnerships we've developed. And at first, when you start a partnership, you say, okay, well, that partnership may cost $1,000 a month. You know, look at the opportunity cost. If I spend this $1,000, what am I going to get back in return?
Yeah.
And if I'm going to get $10,000 back, well, that's a good partnership. You know, and that's how we have to value. Don't look at expenditures or expenses necessarily as, oh my God, we need to cut expenses. Well, sometimes you do, but what does that expense get you? How much value does it comes with that? You know, and that's the key. You know, even with the no fee processing that we utilize, sometimes people will go in and be like, no fee, well, how many customers will I lose? No. How many customers will you gain? Because now I have a couple more grand a month to go out and get business. And that's as we evaluate partnerships, guys, and for our listeners, that's what you have to look at. You know, what am I going to gain from this partnership? And and again, it's a partnership. It's a work together progress. It's never going to be perfect, but it needs to be. You need to work on it, massage it, and work together. And that's how you're going to get the most value. Don't think because you're paying a partner to come help your business that they're just going to run and do everything. You need to be actively involved and understand what they're doing. And if issues arise, you need to address them professionally, and you need to let them know. Because like you guys do. When we have issues, or not even really issues, but or issues arise, we address them and we work together through them, and we all become better because of it, and our businesses thrive more so. You
Yeah.
know, so it's
Yep.
just tremendous. The partnerships are tremendous, guys, and to reiterate, financials are a huge piece. I know when with the last financial company that we were using to do our QuickBooks, we'd get them a month and a half later, and it was horrible. Real time decisions.
Mhm.
And so, as you guys are building your businesses, we want to make sure you're doing it the right way from the start, so you can avoid doing what we've had to do and a lot of cleanup. As you
Yeah.
grow, you're always going to have cleanup. But if you partner with the right people and you build the right relationships, you may already have an accounting relationship, and that's perfectly fine. And they may do a great job. Great. Those are valuable. You need build it the right way, or start cleaning it up. But because as you grow and you scale, the cleanup's going to be tougher. It's not going to happen overnight, and it's going to be a lot more exhausting on the back end if you don't do it right on the front end.
Yeah, and we the big thing too
And
is
so, man,
no, go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
What I was thinking too, and also a part of that too, is we do a lot more than looking at just revenue versus cost. We look at inspection counts, we look at ticket pricing, we look at, there's all those other pieces that are far beyond. I mean, bookkeeping is really about 20% of it, right? That reconciliation, that bookkeeping piece of it. A big part of it is, how do we use that data? How do you use your chart? How do you take the information from chart of accounts to your P&L, and how do you strategize to make the decisions consistently? Going back to that consistently, word we talked, that's so important with it. It's just that piece is taking that deeper dive, right?
Yeah.
We're in an industry where I'll say it, 99% of inspection companies, I'll say probably closer to 99.9% of inspection companies, they can't afford a CFO. Right? You don't want to have that as an expense. So what can we do to give you that experience of a virtual CFO? And that's really how we're scaled. I mean, that we have we're focused on home inspection 100%. And that's what our whole team, our whole accounting team is focused on, is that providing that experience to help you scale. And that's really a big piece of it. And this time of year, it's real important. Obviously, as you know, this is budgeting. I mean, the tail end of when people are doing budgeting, everybody's planning for Q1, Q2. We got a really optimal experience for hiring to provide some qualified inspectors to home inspection companies, gearing up for Q1, Q2. We're just really excited about that side of it. You guys have always been, I mean, Parapayments, Dave, Alyssa, Jake, have always been, yourself has been great supporters of our Platinum community too. And providing that consistent experience to clients as well. And we're looking forward to working closely with you guys for these 2021 events as well.
Yeah. And
I love we really appreciate that. Yeah, go ahead, Jake.
Yeah. I love how the themes of some of our past podcasts are really tying in with you, Mike. And, the theme of needing to surround yourself with people who have done it already, so that you can learn how to do things in a much faster and easier manner. These people have already done it. And what's huge about iGo is now you can take the data. We live in an information age where being able to make, informed, educated data decisions can really save you a lot of time and help with your profitability, because these are decisions you don't have to make from the gut. These are decisions that you can use numbers to inform. And we live in a beautiful world where you can do that now. And iGo can give you the ability to do that. And now it's not just having to form the relationships and getting together with people who want you to grow, which iGo definitely does, because when you grow, they grow. But it's about really transforming the industry. And I love that. And using numbers to really inform all of your decisions.
Yeah, absolutely. You hit the nail on the head there. And also we'll have a lot of content you'll see on iGo Inspector's Facebook page. We'll have content out there. Inspection Go Academy, I'll give you guys that link to put up there as well. There's courses, there's curriculum on there. We're really leaning into that as a company. Platinum's always a huge focus for us. We're excited for what's going to happen there in 2021. And again, we have some other projects we're working on that are more information to come. We'll say that. So we're excited about 2021 and working closely with you guys on that group as well.
Well, Well, Mike, we are so glad to have you on, and for our listeners, re-listen to this and look at the pieces that we've touched on. Even if you don't want to go with iGo, those pieces, financials, marketing, transaction, call center, average ticket price, those few things that we touched on need to be focused on in your business. And even if you don't partner up with a company, you as the inspection company need to start focusing on those areas of your business. And if you don't have time, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And thank God there's a solution with iGo that they're your back office and they can do those things so you can focus on what you do best. But I strongly encourage you guys, inspectors, start looking at those numbers, start looking at that data. And if you don't have up-to-date data, that's a problem that you need to solve before you grow massively.
And again,
get all your stuff in line so that then you can just grow.
And again, it's partnerships that like this that give you your most valuable resource back. Your most valuable resource as a business owner is your time. And if you can let go of things that someone else can not only do better than you, but do faster than you and do it at a lower cost and all that, it's just giving you time back, which is the most valuable resource. You can use that to invest again in your business or to invest in your life and to be happy, healthy, you know, and spend time with your family. And these are beautiful things that you can have these partnerships. You don't have to do it all on your own.
Absolutely. And one thing I'll say too, a lot of my day too is obviously we have the services too, right? But a lot of Joey, we did that when we first met. We got to know each other, right? We had conversations and I wanted to understand your business. That's what I'm most passionate about, is understand, being a resource, right? If I can, whether services, we obviously have them. I feel we have a very strong platform for that, but it's also that relationship side of it, getting to know how we can be a resource. Maybe it doesn't make sense right now, but if it makes sense down the road and we can help you get to a point like that, I'm happy to be a resource. That's a large part of my day. And that's I think what we're all talking about here in the foundational root of your podcast as well. You guys have been able to provide a great resource and really detailed high level information to help people scale. And we're aligned with that. And that's why I really enjoy working with you guys on this. I think that's what's going to help this industry grow. That's what's going to, you're seeing some trends in the industry. You're going to, the next 5 years, you're going to see there's 50 to 55% of inspectors are going to be kind of working towards retirement. So you're going to have another shift coming into this industry. And I love what you guys are doing with the podcast and the support and the work you do with us with the platinum side. So it's thank you. It's great to be working with you guys, and we're going to continue to move forward successfully together. And it's going to be a great finish off the end of 2020 year. And we're gonna start 2021 really strong, and we're excited. So
yeah, we're excited as well.
Excited too. So, and we really appreciate you coming on. Guys, if this podcast is valuable to you, please leave us a review. Please give us your feedback. If there's a topic that you want us to cover, please let us know. We're focused on the business side of things. We want to help you grow your business, not necessarily doing technical stuff. But if there's a topic you want us to cover, we'd love to cover it. And I know we're lucky to have Mike. We're lucky that he came on today. And I know there's definitely going to be future episodes where you're coming on again because of everything that iGo's doing, and the key things that they're focused on are just valuable things that you need to know about your business, whether you're using a company like iGo or not. It's tremendous value. So thanks so much, Mike. Really appreciate you. And until next time, guys, be safe.
My pleasure. Happy holidays. Thanks again, guys. Take care.
Thank you. All right. Bye. Have a good one. And tune in next week. We have another great guest coming on. We're very excited. And thank you again. Thank you to John and Matthew for commenting on YouTube and leaving some great feedback. That's the stuff we want to hear. We want to hear back from home inspectors who are getting something from this podcast. So thank you for tuning in to Inspection Pro Joe, episode 8. We'll see you next week.